Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Jose, but you can call me Juice, and I hope y'all are having a great motherfucking Wednesday.
But I'm not. But love you. Mwah.
How y'all doing today? I'm doing good. Hope y'all doing good as well. Y'all already know the protocol, and if you don't, maybe you should be here more often. I don't know. Anyways, today, as you probably can see, we are going to be talking about how I take care of my nepenthes, or otherwise known as the carnivorous pitcher plant or whatever. Not saying I'm an expert on taking care of these plants or, carnivorous plants, but I feel like I got some good tips or whatever on how to take care of them, because mine, not to brag or anything, is kind of thriving or whatever. I also feel like I have a tip that I haven't heard anyone else ever say or do. So yeah, maybe it's like an nepenthes life hack or something. So if you want to see that, make sure you stick around. And yeah, I mainly upload plant content here on this channel, so if that's what you'd be looking for, I got you. And maybe you want to go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you've been here before, it'd be down there or be up here or whatever. And if this video sounds interesting, please make sure to leave a like, and if it doesn't, you can go ahead and leave a friggin' dislike. Okay, go ahead and do it. Anyways, let's get right into the freaking video. Or whatever. I guess basically I should go ahead and show y'all my nepenthes, since that's what this whole video will be about. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab her. Here she is, y'all. Isn't she cute? Isn't she pretty? But yeah, here she is. She is in a tiny little 2-inch pot right now. I think this is a 2-inch pot. Maybe it's even an inch. I don't know. I'm really bad at like telling what pot sizes are. She do be a little dusty. Apologize. All my plants be a little dusty. I need to get on top of that. But anyways, I got this girl in I got this girl at Pistol's Nursery in Portland, Oregon. I want to say probably at least like 2 months ago, maybe 3 months ago. I did show her off in a couple of past videos, or at least in one past video. I'll put a card to it right here, wherever it pops up, if you want to go ahead and watch that. But yeah, so basically, if these plants are happy, they are super fast growers, and they can actually get pretty huge. Like, mine is still small in comparison to like how big they can get. I would say mine's still pretty much a baby. Speaking of babies, mine has gotten to a point. Oh, she be real sticky. I'm gonna talk more about the pictures in a little bit, but as I was trying to say, in here there is a little baby plant that has started to grow inside of the pot, and I'm just so happy. Like, it's so cute. When I first saw it popping up, I was shocked because, like I said, I still consider mine to be pretty small, and I thought it would, need probably like a year of growth or need to mature or something first before it started pushing out a baby. But I think just because of the pot that it's in, I think since the pot is more compact, the roots just feel more secure, I guess. I don't know. But the babies even have little baby pitchers, and they're so cute. They don't fill up right away with the fluid, digesting fluid that's in the bigger ones. They still make them anyways because it just be in their genetics. I have her on a stake right now because, like I said, these can get huge. They can get like, some species at least I think can get up to like 6 feet tall, maybe even 10 feet. But I know they can get pretty big. And like I said, as long as they're happy, they are pretty fast growing. And another thing that happens when they are happy is their pitchers will actually do this thing that they call drooling. Basically, it's when the pitchers like start oozing sap and they have like sap dripping on the side. I'm not sure if any of them are really doing a lot of it right now. I have some pictures of it that I'll probably put up on the screen that I did show it off I did show it off once in a video in the past. Yeah, they will just start drooling to attract more flies to them because the flies will be attracted to that sap, and you know, the flies will be attracted to her and then she'll eat them. Like all carnivorous plants, these plants get their nutrients from eating flies or insects in general, or you know, bugs, I guess. So the soil that they actually live in, or you know, whatever medium you keep them in, but as long as there's literally no nutrients in the soil, because if there is, the plant will die, literally, because these evolved to grow with no nutrients, and to get their own nutrients themselves. So if you give them a bunch of nutrients, they're not going to know what to do, and they're going to be like dead, you know? You don't want to just be like feeding these whatever, like make sure they're only eating insects, because if you try to feed them like meat, I don't think anyone would, you know, I don't think that would be anyone's first thought, but if you do that, there's a possibility of the pitchers rotting because of whatever you put in them. So don't be feeding your plants. Except there is one exception to that rule, and we'll get into that. And the pitchers also do have a lifespan. As you can see on this pitcher right here, the little lid is starting to dry up, which means the rest of the pitcher is eventually going to start shriveling and drying up, and then it will just fall off. The pitchers have a lifespan of like a couple months. I'm not entirely sure how long. I'll put it up on the screen. But around that many months, they will have, they will be functioning, and then, like I said, they will just start drying up and off, you know, to make way for new growth and the new pitchers. And yeah, if your Nepenthes is growing smaller pitchers, or like isn't able to grow pitchers at all, like they dry up before they even get big, your plant might need more watering, or you know, more humidity in general, because these plants do enjoy humidity. Except I don't have her living in here, she just lives out in the open, but I do kind of have a humidity set up for her. I will show you all that in a little bit. But right now I'm just kind of trying to go over the basics of this plant, so I can tell y'all the basic info, and then I can tell y'all what I personally do. Oh, I would also say when moving this plant around, just to be really cautious, because these pitchers tend to get hooked and stuck on things really easily. So there have been times where I've almost like dropped the plant, or like have knocked other plants over because she's like hooked on and latched on to like the sides of pots, or like on other plants and stuff, and that's not always fun. So I would say just be careful moving her around, because you know, she can be a little hands-on sometimes with other plants. This plant is really good if you are dealing with fungus gnats, or you know, just have flies around your house that you don't want in general, because she will eat them, and it's always very satisfying. So I used to use mosquito bits to fight my fungus gnats that I would get in my room, but lately I honestly just let fungus gnats do their thing, because I know she's gonna eat them, and she's been doing a really good job, because there be like fungus gnats here and there, but I'm not like being bothered by fungus gnats. But yeah, now I'm gonna start going into how I personally care for them, and yeah, so let's freaking get right into it. Alright guys, so this is where I usually have her set up. She just sits in this, I think it's a northeast window. It does get some direct light only in when the sun is rising and when the sun is setting, so whatever kind of window that is, that's what it's at. And she just chills right here. So as I was saying earlier, the little humidity situation I have for her is basically she just sits in this little terracotta pot with nothing in it. She just sits in it as kind of like a stand, but it stands in a little tray of water, which helps just keep the humidity up around her. These plants are bog plants, so they are used to moist, you know, environments. So they love humidity, and they love, you know, drinking water or whatever. So I wouldn't be too afraid of overwatering your Nepenthes, because I feel like that really can't happen, because I water her like every couple of days, and yeah, haven't had any problems with root rot or anything. So that is what I do with the watering situation, and also how I keep the what's my camera doing? Keep the humidity up around her. Also, sorry, this is super backlit right now. I apologize. But yeah. And also, really quick, what I like to do. So earlier when I showed you this picture right here, you can't really see all of it because it's hiding behind the leaf. But it is starting to dry out. So once I see that happen, since the picture is gonna go ahead and dry out all the way anyways, I do go ahead and just cut it off because I think it will help, you know, the new picture coming in grow faster and, you know, have more attention from the plant to the new pictures and not the old ones, you know. Even the one that's drying out, it still has like that picture fluid in it. So I think it's still able to get nutrients to the plant. So maybe I shouldn't do this, or maybe it doesn't really matter, but this is just what I do and I haven't had any problems yet. So yeah, that is what I am about to do real quick. But here is the picture I just cut off, and now I'm gonna throw it away. So these plants will be happiest in bright and direct light. I'm sure they could probably do a little bit lower of light, but I feel like if they don't have enough light, they might not be able to grow the pictures, / they won't get as big. So yeah, I would definitely suggest bright and direct light for these plants. And yeah, as far as fertilizing goes, like I said, you don't need to fertilize them in the soil. I think you can spray them like orchids possibly to fertilize them. And I know there are drops out there that exist by this one company. I don't know the name off the top of my head, but it's like a little dropper with this like nutrient solution that you just drop into the pitchers. But basically what I've been doing to really fertilize my plant, I guess, is I've literally been feeding it. And I know I said earlier not to feed your Nepenthes plants, but I said there was an exception, and that exception is I be feeding her flies. Flightless fruit flies, to be exact. Basically, this is just a culture jar that has a bunch of flies in it that will live in there for a couple of weeks. They will keep reproducing and, you know, being in here. So basically, these are usually for like pets, like, you know, it says on the front, small lizards, chameleons, frogs. I know you can use them for spiders, or spiderlings at least. So basically how I do that is I don't give it to them alive because that would just be way too much work, because these like jump around like little fleas. I do kill them first. Basically I put them in a little baggie and I put them in the freezer for like a minute, and they will die like that because if they're under like freezing temperatures, they can't survive at all. So sorry if that sounds a little cruel or morbid, but if you have a carnivorous plant that's already eating flies, you know, I don't know how you'd see this as morbid, but anyways, y'all can have your opinions. But basically, I did that the other month, and once I started doing that is when my Nepenthes like exploded in growth and started getting like way bigger leaves. And also that's when my pitcher started drooling as well, which is a sign that your Nepenthes is really happy, by the way. I don't know if I mentioned that before, but they will drool when they're really happy. So yeah, basically my Nepenthes was real happy after I started feeding her. And yeah, so like I said, this is just what I've been doing, and to my knowledge, I don't think anyone else has, you know, thought of doing this, or, you know, has at least shown them doing it on YouTube. If someone else has, y'all can correct me in the comments, but pretty sure I'm the first one. And if I'm not, I'm sorry. I think it's a pretty good way to fertilize your Nepenthes plants, at least. I don't know how it would work for other carnivorous plants. And also, I wouldn't feed them too much at one time, because I don't know if you feed them too many flies at once in like one pitcher, if that might cause rot, you know, if there's too much like organic material being decomposed in there. I don't know. Yeah, basically it's pretty straightforward. Like I said, you can just open this cap. Be careful when you do it, because the flies, you know, will be able to jump out. I usually will tap the top so the flies will get knocked down, so at least they're not all about to jump out right away. You probably will have a few runners every time you open this, but it's to be expected. But basically, I will just open the jar and I'll put the plastic bag over it, just like a little sandwich bag, and I will get some flies in there and I'll seal it up, close this up, and then I will put the bag in the freezer, keep it in there for a little bit, let the flies die, and then basically I'll open the bag after they're dead and scoop them out and put them in the pitchers. And that's basically it, y'all. And yeah, other than that, I think that is pretty much all I would have to say about my Nepenthes care. They're pretty easy to take care of, in my opinion, at least so far. And plus, they help you with fungus gnats and, you know, with flies in your house in general. So that's a big plus. So I am a big supporter of Nepenthes plants. And I really want to get more varieties because I don't know the exact one that I have. I think I might know it, but I don't want to be wrong. So if y'all know like the identification, please let me know that in the comments. But yeah, I do want to get more varieties, and there actually is such thing of a variegated Nepenthes plant, which I really want, but I don't know if I'll ever be able to find one available / also an affordable one available. But they're really pretty. Like, even the pictures are variegated. Like, it's white and green, by the way, variegation. So, but they're really pretty, and I hope I can get one someday. Anyways, I think that pretty much ends our video. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you did, please make sure to leave a like, and if you didn't, you can leave a dislike. I mainly be uploading plant content here on this channel, so if y'all be into that, maybe you want to subscribe. And yeah, but I'm gonna go now. And I hope y'all have a great rest of your day or night, wherever you're from. And yeah, that's it. Bye, y'all.